And we're back. I'm gotta go to the washroom anyway, so it kind of worked out for us, but yeah, at least it died after I got the dub. So onwards, I'll be right back. It was perfect timing. I ended up having to go to the washroom anyway. The third round would not have gone well. Or the third game, rather.
Welcome.
Wow. 8th floor got really crowded while I was disconnected, I see. All right, Dean Bean. Yeah, I've never said, "Oh damn, the internet going down was convenient," but this time I did. Never get paralyzed. Your bladder just fucking. Do we have any content for post drive? Much better now, though. Maybe not.
Duel 3.
Thank you. Okay, you need to chill out, sir. Oh! Too early. I went in too early. I should have let the shield catch up.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, he knew I was gonna do it, eh?
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Fuck! Two times I missed my moves.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, fair enough. I'm a little predictable.
Duel 2.
Fuck! Twice I went for the. I did the gun. Twice it was supposed to be the super. I'm fucking livid with myself right now. Oh. Fine, I'll just go.
Are you ready?
It's gonna put us together anyway, might as well.
Are you ready?
Alright. Clean up.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Guys, can we figure it out?
Duel 2. Let's rock. Duel 3. Let's rock. Slap.
Such a massive difference when I'm actually doing the moves I want to do.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, fair enough.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
The brush off pot buster. Okay, fair enough. Oh! I was too early with my attack. Yeah, you can tell, eh?
Duel 2.
Oh, come on! dropping inputs, Jason. Shit. Too early. Oh! Damn! I was trying to sweep. I've been trying to sweep the entire time. Yeah. It's gonna happen again. You just happen to be catching me on the sweep.
Are you ready?
This is my 8th floor war today, I guess.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That's what I mean. I was trying to sweep there. Yeah, for some reason it just wasn't happening. I might have fat fingered the other button. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, come on, I had that grab! You, angry vampire, down!
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Fair enough. Whoa! Bad move. See, that time it actually worked. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah, that was sloppy on my part.
Duel 1. Let's
Let's go! Ooh. Wrong button. Fuck. That was close. Nobody wants to engage off the brat this time. We've been fighting each other too long. Come on. I only did 3 bad inputs to get that, that's all. Oh, the Great Nago War of 2022. That was intense. He did 3-0 me the one time, but I did 2-0 him the other 2 sets, so. I sort of feel bad if I did. Because he was pretty good, and he did get at least 1 win in every single set, right? So. Oh well. Thumbs the brakes.
Are you ready?
Yo, this guy full blown, his tag was follow me on my Instagram. Maybe I should do that with my Twitch. then I'd get either gloaters or pissed off people. Right? It's just like, yo motherfucker, what the fuck was that cheap bullshit? It's like, I don't know, fucking block.
Are you ready?
Or they'd see my stream title. That's what I mean. Like, he had, you know, where it says like, "Let's go" or "Let's have a great game" or "Thanks for playing" or whatever. I think it was, "Follow me, Neeks, on Instagram or IG."
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Too early. Have fun. That is not what I wanted to do.
Duel 2.
Just gotta charge it, that's all I gotta do. Damn it. Stream's still good? Stream's still good. It was him. He's gone. That's okay, I was about to lose. Yeah, usually when I disconnect, it's because I've disconnected fully. Because my internet's like, we've had enough of this internet stuff. Just fuck off. Give it a break. Give it a second. We'll be just... okay, let's go. You know, that kind of thing? Game? Oh, no, we're at 30, 36 so far, so...
Are you ready?
Oh god, no. No. Somebody jump on, please. Not the little dolphin girl.
Are you ready?
Maze and Faust, I haven't adapted to a Potemkin yet. Like, Melia and Chip, it's touch 'em. You know what I mean? But May and Faust are obnoxious.
Duel 1.
I haven't played a lot against a lot of ram people, so... Lesson learned.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Why'd I do that? Alright, I made some mistakes. We won't make them again.
Let's rock.
I wake up super against Potemkin is a bad idea. Do you mean Ram? Or are you talking about Ram or Potemkin as well? Oh, right, yeah. Right, the parry, yeah. The second I stopped trying to do my super in any situation where she had the swords, we did fine.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Wrong one. Damn it! I get it. I've been overdoing the motion, and like a number of times I missed that air grab. After that first match, that Ram Lethal's got to be pissed. Yeah, but the thing is, like, for some reason I do this and then like get way too. I don't know what it is. It's a simple.
Are you ready?
Right? I'm just doing it too slow, or I'm doing something wrong. I know that. I've done it twice.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Duel 2. Let's rock. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, that time I did it late. Oh, dude, Mega Fist. Hey, Sir Tux, how you doing, bud? I'm safe this time. Yeah, Mega Fisto! This is the 8th floor, right?
Let's rock.
That was a simple word. I feel like I'm running into the same kind of mistakes that you usually run into on like the 7th floor.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
So how are things up in Montreal there, Sir Tux? You're still out there, right? Okay, cool. Long weekend, right? I'm assuming?
Slap.
Do they celebrate Victoria Day in Quebec? Hey, back up to the 9th floor where we started. Left my mom for Mother's Day and been here since. All right, cool. You still working out there? Out in Montreal? I'm gonna be right back though. I'm gonna go to the washroom. So, we'll hit that. I will be right back. That's what I had assumed on my way back from the washroom, not realizing that, hey, we're all still working from remote locations these days. I'm going back to the office actually on Tuesday. First time in fucking years. For reference, Slash, much like Fred, Sir Tux is somebody we went to college with. Cool. Where are you working these days? You were at an indie place last you checked in, right? Mid-size studio, okay. Hey, Mika Returna. MRE, how you doing, bud? You having a good one? I was like, somebody took a clip. What was that clip? Oh, there it is. Oh, boy. Big meaty man fight. Unless he doesn't want to. In which case I get it. This guy apparently just doesn't want to throw hands. Oh, we're throwing big hands. Here we go. Last night tournament I played in, one of the commenters called me that.
Mankind
Nice.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh. Okay. Haha!
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
No! Missed it. We're in the hot seat. We're in the hot seat. All right. Oop. Yeah, later in the season, I'm sure it'll happen. Everybody's on but PC but me here. Yeah, it's gonna be a double up. But I went for the double jump. Yeah, it would be nice to know when in Season 2 we can expect it. Yeah.
Duel 3.
Accidental double jump cost me. No, it's okay. It's okay. By all means, throw advice out there. I don't mind advice.
Man. Duel 1. Let's rock.
The only thing you told me was 6p. And then I found out later that's just Guilty Gear. Bigger combo. Forward Mega Fist, yep.
Are you ready?
Makes sense.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Hello. Holy shit, Kai. Kill him. Just stop.
Duel 2.
Chill the fuck out, dude. I'll take that little dink. No! Yeah, I don't know what it is. Somehow I stopped being able to do that one.
Duel 1. Duel 2. Let's
Come on! The first time I appropriately timed it, I missed it. God damn!
Duel 1.
I actually did that on purpose, too. Usually I pull something like that off by accident. This time it was like, what are my options here? Damn it! Anything is real if it works. Exactly. I totally meant to do everything I did. No accidents happened there. I don't see where that timer is coming from, so we'll see. I think I'm averaging 2 not real graphic designers per day on my Twitter. I swear to God. It's like almost as many real followers as I have. I hate this fight. Absolutely wacky internet connection. Holy crap. Let me check. Oh, I did get a bit of a dip. That might be me.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Get him. Aha! Damn it. seem to be evening out again, though. So much going on! Damn it, I was supposed to kick that.
Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock.
Okay.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Damn it!
Slap.
Should have Roman. Well.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Alright. Here we go. No. Ah, you went high this time. Come on! Fuck!
Slap.
来週この時間
Are we gonna figure this out, guys? Like, what the hell? Ugh. That's not how I wanted that to go down. Yeah, I used to get absolutely hammer screwed on on the Faust matchup. Well, it looks like we're going for round 2 anyway.
Are you ready? Duel 1. Let's rock.
Thanks. Didn't mean much, but it was a good attempt.
Let's rock.
Fuck. Like, I get that you're a Faust. You don't have to troll like this, though, bro. You gonna time it out? Fine, I don't want to play with him anyway. Yeah, I'm ducking the Jacko. I don't give a fuck. Oh. We're full blown just gonna. Okay, cool. Oh, it looks like I'm. No, I haven't. I definitely haven't played a Jacko since moving to Potemkin, honestly. Fuck. That's what I get. It's gonna be the dolphin fucking mat, isn't it?
Are you ready?
Should've just played the Jacko.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Damn it.
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock. Duel 1. Let's
The anchor seems to be getting around the 6p. I might be reading it wrong though, or not doing it early enough, late enough, whatever. Shit.
Duel 3. Let's rock. Slap.
There we go. Found our sea legs.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Damn. Fuck. Bad inputs again. Panic inputs. I gotta stop doing panic inputs. Why's it gotta be May? Alright, I'll be right back. I just got popped to the washroom again. All right. We are going here. There's gonna be a run back. There's gonna be a run back, and the fucking system's gonna give it to us. We are at 55 games. Holy shit. Oh, we got no content. We'll keep going. I got tomorrow off. Very 50-50 day, yeah.
Are you ready?
Okay, cool. Ram lethal. What are the odds that this one knows what they're doing? All right, throw them in the Discord, in the post drive links. Throw them in there, and I'll give them a thumbnail view, and then we'll go.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Shit. Good morning. That was really well done first.
Duel 2. Let's rock. Slap.
Take it.
Duel 1.
This guy's having none of it.
Let's rock.
I brought it close, but that was a rough one. I want to talk about it. It happened. We're here. That was impressive. All right.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That was really bad on my part. Okay.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Damn it! Damn! Oh my god, I love that schoolyard meta content. Yes, I'm definitely watching that. Okay. 58 games. That's pretty good for the day. We got the hype mode going. I can feel the adrenaline pumping. So we are going to give it a break. And yeah, okay. So a lot of this is content I've already watched, but I am going to rewatch and share my opinions with you guys as we do here, because we like to pause a lot when we do our content sharing. Post, Guilty Gear, Drive, Hangout time. Actually, I should just start calling this chill out time. That's what I do. I calm the fuck down, right? Do I keep it in Guilty Gear Strive? Nah, let's keep it honest. It is just chatting mode. Done with that. Okay, let me just exit the game here. Whoops. So I don't have to... I love the music, but it is a little repetitive with its cool epicness. Doom, 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 doom. the main menu. Not gonna lie. It's because you spend so much time in it, right? I get it. 100% get it. So, don't feel bad about like being like, oh god, they're good music, but I hate this song. Like, it makes sense. You have mods just to change that song. That's impressive. Give me a second. I'm just gonna do this thing. I don't like watching my screens blink. Put my PS5 into rest mode. So, we have Ghostwire Tokyo in the future. Kind of looking forward to that. I just got it. It was on sale locally. I also have the Nicktoons All-Stars game. So that's going to be a wacky one to try out some wacky multiplayer stuff. This weekend, like I said, this Friday, I am going game shopping. So I'm going to see how many janky-ass fighting games I can find. I have 2 big goals to get. Chill out, Sajam. Jesus, fuck. Okay, Max, you too. God damn it, YouTube. Chill the fuck out. What, Ghostwire Tokyo? Yeah, it's gonna be my rest day game. Oh, the Nicktoons platform fighter, yeah. Dude, it looked so like weak sauce, to be honest. Oh shit! Let me check my email. Give me a second. I have to check something. Okay, it's not in yet. I did get a heads up from what's it called? I just realized it's midnight. Fucking what am I losing? Multiverses. I'm in the closed beta. So depending on how my day goes, I might do a little bit of daytime multiverses. Who knows? It's a closed alpha, I think they listed it as, which is really fucking weird. I think you're gonna release it in beta, compete in it in beta, and then like not do a full. It's a free to play, so like, you know, whatever, right? But yeah, I got approved for the PS5 closed alpha. It's a closed alpha with no NDA, so you're allowed to stream. So I'm game for it. Anyway, let's go.
The most important saga in our life.
Okay, so for a little background for anybody who might be watching or lurking in the background and hasn't been up to date, Sajam has been watching this Redditor who's been posting what's called the sixth grade meta, where basically every post is how the sixth grade class of people who've never played Guilty Gear Xrd are progressing on their own. He's giving them next to nothing as far as information is concerned. The only real information it seems that he's given them has been like when they ask certain questions, like, hey, what's the block button, that kind of sort of thing. As well as another thing where what he did in the last episode was shared with he got the class to make a tier list. And then the teacher showed them the actual tier list of Guilty Gear Xrd, and the class was like, wait, what? How is Baiken the thing? It's crazy, right? So that's the information they've been given so far. The teacher, of course, is at the end of every so often they'll have a tournament, and the teacher is the final boss of the tournament. So one kid has been getting really good because his parents got him the game for Christmas. Sneaky little bugger. But every kid has just kind of been learning the game through this, and mostly through this. So,
Lifetimes, the 6th grade tournament meta. Essentially, a teacher introduced like a downtime activity to the class, Guilty Gear plus R. to a group of sixth
Sorry,
graders.
plus R.
And the teacher
Or
has
am I
been
right? Is it
updating
extra plus R or
how it's
whatever?
going. And so you present a game to these sixth graders who none of them, like, you know, they don't really have fighting game experience. They don't really have practice or whatever. You give the game to them and then you just don't tell them anything about it. You like teach them the very basics and then you just let them play. And from there was like a tier list of what all of the sixth graders think the meta is like. Potemkin is the best character. He just hits H and he just smokes. He's so good. It's the other character they thought like Biken was really weak. They're like, she doesn't do anything. And like Chip and Milia and Biken, they all die so fast, they don't do anything. So there's the last update to check out for the year, which I think it's a good series finale. It ended better than most of the shows I've watched. So let's get into it, huh? It's time.
I'm going to say one thing with those subs. Usually, when Sajam is live streaming, he is the best at fitting in the person's name that just jumped in on the sub. And, you know, he'll just be like, and just like this guy's name fits into my sentence and just makes it. Yeah, you just hit H with Potemkin and you fill the screen with your fists. Get around that.
Also, I wish every teacher was as cool as this teacher. The district shortened the school year, and next week is the last 3 days of school. So that leaves today for the last tournament. This is one of the last elementary school memories.
I'm sorry, I gotta say, I know I'm interrupting. Why the fuck is elementary school ending in May? Is this like the post-COVID, they put too much school in the front end of the year or some shit? It just baffles me. School's always ended in June as far as elementary school. May is like a college ending thing for my memory. I mean, okay, usually by the end of May we've moved into exams or something.
Is that they'll get. That's true, yeah. If you're in the US, the way it goes is like K through 6 is usually elementary, and then 7th and 8th grade is like junior high, and then 9th through 12th is high school. So there were some tiers, and not all of them came from the kids. Not surprising. First round was Slayer versus Kai. I saw Slayer use his invincibility inheritance thing a few times, much to the confusion of the kid fighting him. It was really fun.
They said district, so that's why I was kind of confused by it. I don't know where this is taking place, so maybe there is something going on with that. And come to think of it, like when I think of it, in high school, by the end of May, you're basically done school, and beginning of June is exams. Like almost the entire month of June is exams because they spread them out so far. So
funny to watch him fly right through something and punch the shit out of a Kai player. He botched the input a few times, but inputs are hard. Greed Sever came to play, but wasn't good enough. Slayer's spacing and neutral is super impressive. He even dandy stepped right out of the range for a Greed Sever and got him with the kick and then pulled out a decent conversion off of it. He got some bad luck with the bracket and ended up against Just.
I swear to God, I wish I had more fucking stream time because I want to play other Guilty Gear games. Because Strive is like the only one that I have put any time into, like ever. I might have accidentally played a Guilty Gear in an arcade one day, but that's about it. Like I have no experience with this series. I've heard of it. I've seen it. I always thought it looked cool from the outside. Strive is the first one where it's like, this is awesome looking. I have to get it on this game.
Justice in the second round. Yeah, Justice Kid and Slayer Kid have been two recurring stories. He wasn't even mad at the loss. It was a good match. I don't know how you Slayers do it. The matchup just seems miserable. He asked for input on what he should have done. I told him that he needs to be okay with just blocking and inching forward more often. He wanted to dash through and air dash over stuff a bit more than he should have. This is common. Everybody's been there. Like, I'm trying to get in. I need to get over there and hit that character, that stupid robot in the head. And you're like, no, gotta take it slow. The Justice player is like a girl who figured out how to use the nukes and has been owning people. Justice Gal was on a tear today. Double perfected an Order Soul in round 1. After that, she stood up and silently pointed at the door.
Double perfected the guy and just did this.
It was pretty funny. The Order Soul took it in good faith. No feelings were hurt. Damn, the fight against Slayer was a good match. She was in control for most of the match, but he wasn't making it easy for her. His approach was pretty varied, and he got in a couple of times. It just wasn't enough. Match 3 was against the Robo-Kai. They're dating as much as 6th graders date. What?
Yeah. Oh my God, they got to third base. They're holding hands now, bro.
Robo-Kai and Just the Robots.
Pop off in the 6th grade.
And he was on the struggle bus today. He puts down a match. She nukes the area until he realizes that he just can't have that match. He tries to get in. She does justice slashes and kills the shit out of him. After the match, he looked at me and asked me what he could have done differently. I told him that my knowledge of Robokai strats are very limited and more or less only extends to how they behave against Faust, but that I would reach out to people for advice on how to fight Justice as a Robokai. Yeah, where's Hotashi? If you guys have strats, no mats in the matchup, you can't use it. Shoot the level 2 rockets. Not a common character.
Hotashi played Elspeth in Exerd, right? I don't know if he played in whatever.
Like Robokai is, who he played. He's a weird character. He's a very unorthodox playstyle.
He played Robokai.
Next, she fought Zappa in the finals. Zappa is like the multi-time reigning champion. If you guys don't know, Zappa has really been owning, and she managed to knock him out of the tournament. She just kept pressuring him with nukes and slowly moving forward. I don't know if it was just that he got psyched out by it or what, but he just got slapped by the slashes, and the nukes were always in the right place to keep him busy. Either way, I fought a Justice at the end of the tournament. Turns out that doors, jump 2K, and far slash and item toss are all things that, if rotated correctly, sidestep the Justice zone game and generally ruin their day. What a silly man. Robokai's run was largely uneventful aside from the loss to his girlfriend. His first round was against a person who was trying Baiken. It didn't work out. They all thought Baiken was bad, by the way. And then they saw the tier list and was like, wait, Baiken's cheap? It's time to pick Baiken, which I think is tight. Zappa, as previously stated, did not make it to the finals. He did fight a fun match against Cliff where he made 2 mistakes and got hit with the big Cliff bonks in the opening of round 1. The scramble was real after that. Nothing puts the fear of God into you quite the way that Cliff damage does. We've all been there. Then the Mei stepped up to the plate and almost got him. In the last round, I saw Mei enter the IK mode, and I was about to lose my shit. Nothing came of it, but I was kind of hoping for an IK this year. It wasn't meant to be. Damn, that would have been sick. They would have actually flipped the desk if there was an IK. After the regular tournament, I had 2 surprises for the kids. First, I fought any kid that wanted to fight me. Yeah, previously the teacher would just play the winners of the tournaments. This is a nice twist, I think. Everyone gets a match at the end of the year. Oddly enough, it was the Slayer that got the closest to winning. Hit me with a couple good pile bunker counter hits. Then after a while, the outgoing principal came in to watch and talk with the kids during the party while they weren't in a match. After the last kid...
You just know that 6th grade class is sitting there like the principal wants to play, and they're just popping off going, oh!
They got in their match. He stood up and announced that he would fight me also. Uh-oh. It was pretty funny to watch the kids get hype at that. The kids told him to pick Soul. Even the kids are like, oh, you're new? Just pick Soul, bad guy.
Are you new? Soul. Just play Soul. I never touched him except in the tutorial.
Yet I had no idea what was happening. The kids made fun of him for being bad at the game. I get the... live in a world where I fought my boss in Guilty Gear now, though. This is a good group. I'm going to miss these kids. That's all, folks. That's the end of the year. Yeah, it's right around the corner, and I'm going to probably disappear until next year. We'll have a new batch of kids who know next to nothing about the game. Get excited for the return of the 6H Potemkin, no special inputs, and the question of how do I block again being a regular thing. So that's the end of the year. The school year is over. We'll be back at this again next year. And I think, I did stuff like this when I was in school, right? There was, things that we did for fun or, side things that the teacher was like, oh, we have a free day.
My damn teachers couldn't be bothered with us. If there was downtime, they said, shove your face in a book or stay the fuck out of my face. Not with that many words, but basically.
Okay. It's always, the things I remember.
They're never doing more work
really fondly back when I'm out of school, right? You don't remember a little, how do I get the integer here and how do I...
You see? You remember these little things. Yeah, I remember these little things. The teacher's not giving a fuck.
Do this and how to, all those lessons in school, right? The things you remember are experiences like this. So this is, to me, really, really cool. And I hope that some of them...
This is kind of shit that happens in the
fighting
burbs.
games. Maybe not just Guilty Gear Plus R, but other games if they're interested in them. Yeah, I also had the USB drive with Halo on it. That was, the best times. We would just all play Halo on, these random custom maps and shit.
He had the USB with Halo. We had the CD with Grand Theft Auto. The first Grand Theft Auto. We almost got in trouble a couple times for that.
Wrestling coach was he was the one that facilitated it. He was like, hey, I need the computer labs. We're going to watch.
This is just a sign of youth.
I don't remember what his excuse was. It was we're going to watch film for wrestling. So he would get us the computer lab and then we'd all play Halo.
I'm about to show my age. My gym teachers, well, first of all, watching wrestling videos would be rolling in the fucking VHS TV thing. Like DVDs weren't even coming out until I was like graduating high school when DVDs started to take over. DVDs, not Blu-rays, nothing like that. No. And like Halo was still somebody's idea when I was getting out of high school. Just so we understand where I was at that time. Yes.
The entire
VHS
time. And I'm happy that this teacher did this, especially because,
But also we didn't watch videos. We just trained. And my coach would be like, if they're doing this, do this. If they're doing this, do this. If they're doing this, do this.
Thing about fighting games
to learn the hard way when I was a kid.
I'm kind of the opinion, and I'm sure you guys know this, that like anybody can play fighting games, and fighting games are really fun, regardless of the game. Even if the game is perceived as like too hard to pick up or something. Like 6th graders who don't know fighting games are picking up +R and having fun just playing against their classmates and trying to beat up their teacher and watching their principal get smoked, right? You don't need some fancy level of understanding to enjoy the genre, or you don't need to be someone who's like gonna become an Evo champion to just play some Guilty Gear and have a good time, right? A lot of times I think, particularly when you get involved in the genre, you only see like competitive players and people whose lives are fighting games, like playing the game all the time. So it's like a nice reminder to just be like, oh yeah, fighting games are just fun. You can just...
That is the one thing I am currently missing about arcades and just generally being around people when I was younger. It's just like, have a bunch of dudes over, buy the cheapest pop you can get at the local grocery store, always the no-name pop, get a bunch of those, this is high school, of course, and just jump into somebody's place, and rent a fighting game. You don't, we had to learn this the hard way, where it's like, the guy who owns the game is not going to be the fun one to play against. Right? Unless all of us had the game. If all of us had the game, whatever. All shit was off the wall, whatever. Like, usually that would be like Smash Brothers or the latest Street Fighter. Like, everybody had that when we had a fighting game night. Go for it. Grab some cheap-ass pop, some cheap-ass chips, and just be there all night. Usually my place, because we had a dank basement, and by high school, my parents were like, yeah, whatever, fucking sleep over, I don't give a fuck. They're awesome like that. I love my parents for that. But... yeah, so like we'd go to Blockbuster, rent a game, or just play the game that we all had. Or the guy who owned the game would be like, all right, this is how you play it, this is how you play it, this is how you play it. And eventually in high school, the guy who was good at the game, he would just play the game. Like, sometimes it would be like, okay, let's just play, and whoever can dethrone this guy is like the king, right? And eventually you just learn that he can't specifically counter this one specific set of moves, and then that was it. And it's just like, his night is fucking over. That's it. Let's go. Either way, I miss that experience. Now it's just watching the best of the best playing tournaments, and it's like, like, I want to go as the pot monster. I don't care if I'm going to be the pot goblin or whatever they want to fucking call me. Just go and play. I want to be in that environment of people who just want to play that fucking game, right? And like, my hotel room would be the one where the fucking game is getting played some more games. I'll bring my fucking collection of stupid ass games, whatever, right? I just want to do that again. I mean, I don't know. I wish Canada Cup was on the East Coast. Anyway,
be Slayer kid and figure out how to use Dandy Step and just be like, this is fucking tight, and like just have a great time. The Justice Girl double perfected an Order Soul player and just pointed at the door. If this was a Capcom event, she'd be banned for thuggery. Like, what? That is.
She'd be banned for I've heard this. I've watched this video twice already, and every time he says at a Capcom event she'd be banned for thuggery, I just fucking die.
Beast. That is the most powerful shit I've ever heard. You say, how do you manage to find cool stuff like this? I only see dumb stuff. Maybe 97.6% of the Guilty Gear subreddit is, which character would eat a cheeseburger or smoke a blunt? I made a tier list about which character.
That is every video game's subreddit. Don't kid yourself. Aside from Dark Souls subreddit is, look at my Dark Souls tattoo. Look at this boss I finally beat. Look at this boss I finally beat doing this dumbass thing. look at my fan art. That is the Dark Souls subreddit, which is cool. I love the Dark Souls subreddits. They're great. And they've also they're no longer the place of Git Good when it comes to like I'm having trouble with this boss. Everybody is now actually giving useful advice in that full shit. Honestly, ever since Vati Vidya started putting out videos, nobody bothers with lore anymore. We all wait for Vati. You know what I mean? Because that guy takes a FromSoft game, is like, here's our lore, guys, right here. So I was musing with Amber the other day, where my theming on Dark Souls tattoos or Souls game tattoos, aside from like the dark sign, my goal was just like characters who are injured in some way but still going through it. So like one leg's gonna have Artorias, one leg's gonna have the twin princess. It's gonna be Artorias with some kind of Sif in the background sort of thing going on. Those are my plans for tattoos. And I was like, I wanted to get something from Elden Ring, but there aren't any bosses that are like struggling in that manner, you know? It's not like Artorias who's got the fucking busted arm, or the two princes where one prince has to carry the other one, and even the one who's carrying the other prince, his legs don't work. So that's kind of my thing. Is like I just want those struggling bosses. Just kind of I put it on my legs as a reminder of the shit I went through. Is kind of why I'm doing it, right? So
and the Artorias know how to say the alphabet. Oh, isn't it funny? Faust is in his own tier list by himself. Thankfully, when something good comes out like this, it's like a breath of fresh air, and you're so excited that you're like, oh my god.
Melania is suffering from the Scarlet Rot, though, right? And she kind of got around that. Oh no, she's missing an arm. That's right. Shit, I forgot about that. All right, Melania is going to be added. Thank you. I forgot about that. I forgot she had a missing arm. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to stay focused on legs, but whatever.
This. It's truly a gem. Yeah,
both are her legs too. I didn't realize her legs. I thought she had
Guilty Gear more than Juna ever had.
I thought she had both
and
her
more
legs
than I ever had.
Fine
that's for sure. They've saved Guilty Gear more than any other influencer on the planet. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did they save it more than Hotashi killed it? No. You can't out-heal the kind of DPS that he's putting on Guilty Gear's life. What's the lore on Hotashi killing Guilty Gear?
I love the story.
It's such a stupid meme. There's like a very famous clip of like Hotashi IKing Max and then just quitting. Because you know how Hotashi is. The meme was like, oh, that now Max doesn't want to play Guilty Gear because Hotashi IK'd him. But like the reality is, I think like that happened and then Max just like played some other games or whatever, he's chilling, and then the meme was like, Hotashi has killed Guilty Gear. If he didn't IK Max, Max would just play Guilty Gear every day. Hotashi, if you're so fucking good IK Max, why don't you win this kind of thing, coward? Cool. Listen. Sagem and Deb versus Max and Hotashi multiversus grand finals. Dude, I'm so down. Just imagine Deb's just taking fat bong rips and beating up Max and Hotashi with one hand, and I'm just over here segueing, barely even playing. I'm about to Uber Eats a burger to Deb's house so that we can win this Evo fucking tournament. Make sure you got the food.
Dude, I'm with you. I want in on the 2v2 multiverses so bad. I'm tempted to just go to Evo for that. I just need a teammate and to practice and learn the game. I don't know because I am not good at Smash Brothers. I'm also I play Smash Brothers like excuse me. I treat Smash Brothers like what's the word I'm looking for? Like fighting game Mario Party. So that's my position on it. We'll sign up for the alpha. Let's go. Let's make a team slash. Come on. All right. Street Fighter 6 needs to be worth it, Max. Excuse me? You playing Asura's Wrath, Mr. Maximilian, dude? I have to get my hands on that game. It's hella expensive now. I'm very angry about that. I thought I'd be able to get it for like $30, but it is like $80 used. I'm so angry. There's one an Xbox 360 copy of it, and that's the one that's more expensive. Fuck. The PS3 copy sold copies, but it's still like $40 to $60 used. I think 40 is if you don't have a case, like a loose disc. You want to see me cringe? Try to sell me a loose disc. Oh man, you will see a man with anger. Ever since the invention of the disc game, these things come with their cases. How do you lose the fucking case?
DNF, at least at the start, is like, damn, there's some crazy shit here. Some of the other stuff, like some of the other surface level stuff.
I'm gonna Google it, or I'm gonna double check just to be sure I am not being ripped off.
Stuff is crazy, and some of the basic shit is not
check my
crazy.
locals,
it's like the almost
check online,
exact opposite.
eBay.
It leaves a very good first impression, but who knows, right? It's one of those fighting games that's very hard to answer, which even incited the whole like F2P conversation of so many people. Is this game worth it? Like, I ended up buying Strive, and I think this looks better, but I only played Strive so much because I couldn't find enough people to play. You know, people that will have this conversation, and they come to me and they're like, "Hey, DNF Duel looks like it has even more fun stuff. Would this be a game that I should play?" And that's why it's mostly like, hey, does this game look like it has characters for you? Does the game look like it has the... You sort of have to like gauge fighting games in that way. Unlike a situation like a Mortal Kombat, you know, or an NRS game.
I gotta say, I am... Like, the more and more I wait for DNF Duels, the more and more excited I get for it and wanting to, like, get in on that game. I just hope that its community doesn't, like, insta-kill itself. Like, I really want that game to last so that, you know, I have another day, another fighting game to take seriously. I might not completely stream all of my gameplay on it, but I do want, like, 1 or 2 serious fighting games for me, right?
Which are so fucking feature rich, it's insane. Those are easy, like, oh yeah, well, I mean, if you think any part of this game looks cool, you're gonna be playing it forever. There's a ton of shit to do in it. Yeah, KOF also, unfortunately, falls into a similar situation. This is easily one of like the best, highest production KOF games there is, and it's great, and I think the gameplay is actually super cool. It's still a goddamn arcade game, for the most part. Is it a super feature-rich fighting game? Is there a whole bunch to do outside of play multiplayer online? That's a whole other...
Okay. So, this is what I have found on an eBay search for Asura's Wrath. 56.51 Canadian. Looks like this nonsense. Oh, fuck. Got this sticker on the front that's been peeled off. Fucking... Ugh. And then it's going to cost me $30 to ship the fucking thing. What are you shipping it in? Is it a solid gold box that you're shipping it in? Like, what the I know how much shipping costs are. I have shipped to the States before. But yeah, like, you're paying new game prices for a copy of Asura's Wrath. And like... Oh. Like, does he think he's going to get... Oh my god. Okay, so here's the best. It's $96.09 with $50 shipping from the UK. Get the fuck... God damn it, Australia. I can get it from Australia for cheaper than that, eh? G'day, mate. I wonder if it gained value because the Xbox One backwards compatibility. I feel like that might have had an effect on it. Anyway, I'm going to look for it when I go game shopping, either on Friday or tomorrow. I haven't decided. I think I'm leaning towards Friday, because I get paid on Friday, but...
Conversation. Yeah, there's not a ton of feature-rich fighting games today. It's one thing that I think will actually be make or break for Street Fighter 6. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think Street Fighter 6, one of the biggest make and break aspects is the thing that broke it at the start, was the lack of content. And if there's one thing I hope they actually pull, even outside of changing the art style, is the lack of content in SF6 really hurt the first 3 months of it. Even though it got a story mode, like, not even that long after it came out, people didn't give a shit. Like, no. As somebody that streamed...
Like, that, yeah, that fucking half-ass version of a story mode they released, like... I went to my buddy's house to play to play HeroClix, and he was like, "Look, I got to take care of a couple of things, but here's Street Fighter 5. You're a Street Fighter fan, right? Give it a try." And I'm like, I seriously beat the game. He took it took a little while because he also had work stuff and wife stuff to do. It took him about an hour and a half to finish what he was doing. I seriously beat that story mode on every single character by the time he was done. Bruh. In fact, I even had time to find all the combinations of characters where I could get the jiggle glitch on Chun-Li at the time. Yeah, it was fucking. It was an abomination. Now, the reason I had a problem with this, I'm not going to let him continue. The reason I had a problem with this was the fact that it cost money. Right? Now, if Street Fighter had been released in that version for $0, pay for costumes, I don't think you would have heard a single peep out of anybody. Everybody would be like, well, it's fucking free, whatever, man. Right? 100%. And rumors that I heard was that it was originally pitched and planned to be a free-to-play game. And they're like, fuck it, let's just do the regular thing. They bailed. They cowered it out, right? I feel like they could have made a lot more money and, got a lot more eyes on the game for free to play with the number of features that they had at first and grow the features after the fact, right? Yeah, that is the thing that it doesn't baffle me. It actually makes a lot of sense when you think about the logistics of it. Almost every single game that went paid at first and then switched to free to play actually made more money when they went free to play. And the reason for that is you get more eyes on the game, right? Way more people start looking at this game like, oh, I can just play this game at a zero cost up front. And then sometimes that takes, so what 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening is your not free to play game becomes free to play. Fortnite is a beautiful example of this. They started as a pay up front game. It was going to be that planned game, not free to play. It cost you $30 to get into the beta of it, and that gave you the full game and whatever, right? And they're like, you know what? This isn't going to fly. Let's throw in that battle royale and go free to play with it. Boom. The biggest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. Right? Like, the game is so big that they can take away features and get more people to show up. I think Fortnite's chaos is what's actually kind of the appeal to it. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Dungeons & Dragons Online started as a World of Warcraft style MMO. And they went free to play, and they increased their users like 100-fold and increased their money 10-fold. And that is ultimately it. Is like, the first step you get is more eyes on your game, which is great, right? Look at League of Legends. So many eyes are on that game, and that was the extension of a genre of video game that was created as a mod in Warcraft 3. Like, don't forget that our MOBAs that we look at started as some small mod in Warcraft 3, and that style of play left that and it took over the world. You have the Dota 2 out there, and you have League of Legends that have Warcraft 3 modders to thank for what the fuck is going on out there. And like, all of these games, they charge you nothing up front, and that is the appeal. And that's what gets you the bodies. You will get way more people playing your game at first for free because it costs you nothing to try it. Like, effectively, everybody's demoing the game. And then from there, it's about your monetization. You lose players if you're predatory. You gain players if it's fine, right? League of Legends, there's no pay to win mechanics. There's a pay to get to the maximum level, to get all the ranking stuff and stuff like that. Like, not like the ranking stuff, but like the back end stuff where you get like minor tweaks to your character that you're playing or whatever, right? Like, everybody ends up having, like, once you get to a certain point of play, everybody has that. I don't know if they've changed that, but yeah, like, all you have to do is take your game, don't even Don't even make what people pay for have anything to do with the game. You can make it so that you have a rotating character cast like League of Legends does if you want, and then pay X dollars to get all the characters. Done. All right, people will do it, or people will just play with the rotating characters and slowly unlock like they do. Like League of Legends character system is perfect for fighting games. League of Legends has a fighting game model already, and I don't know why people don't see it. Aside from like their RPG elements and their stat elements that they put in the back end, like fighting games. Okay, I'm going to say something very controversial. MOBAs are team-based fighting games. You can't convince me otherwise. Like, they're already fucking fighting games. They're just not 2D planes like we see in these things, right? Like, they're already fighting games. They're just on a big scale. I had this conversation back when I was in college. And we were talking, like, you know, a bunch of game programmers talking game design. Like, and my big argument is like, dude, League of Legends is a fighting game. And like, what the fuck are you talking about? No. Just because there's RPG elements and everything, that's whatever. That's not the point. That's the gameplay element. There is so much about a fighting, and this was always the argument I had to have with young people. It's like, look, I'm not talking about the fucking, like, the minutia. I am talking about presentation and style-wise. This is a fighting game. Okay? We all pick a character from a massive list of characters, and we play that character, and then we leave that fight. We leave that fight, go into the next fight the same way we start each fight. Right? At the core of we pick a player and go, it's a fighting game. Now, the gameplay element is top-down. That's different than Street Fighter. But ultimately, you know, that's just the way we play the game and the way you get to the fight. The whole point of the game is to fight the other guys. And yeah, you could technically play the entire game without fighting the other guys. But that's hella rare and not efficient. The most efficient way is to fight your opponents. And then you get into these fights, you use special moves, you use basic normal attacks, and then you have an ultra super move that you can't use all the time. Like, it's all there. All the systems are there as a fighting game for a MOBA. And like, yeah. Exactly. You still gotta watch your footsies. You gotta know when you use your special moves. Know that your special moves have a cooldown and you can't spam them all the time. Some of them can, some of them can't. Know your character. You have to know your character versus other characters. You have to know your matchups versus other characters, right? If you're playing an AD carry and you have your support, you got to know how your support works with your AD carry versus their support and their AD carry, and that's based on the characters. Right? And then the player is another thing too, right? Because different pro players will, like, at the peak of the game, different players play different characters and have different ways of playing the character that they've optimized differently than other people, right? You know, you see me and you see Olaf, don't get in a prolonged fight. I'm going to face block and I'm going to hit you faster and faster and faster. Be ready for that, right? So, anyway, I've gone at length. Let's continue.
A lot of that story mode stuff, as somebody that, even when they added that content in, or eventually got to that point, it wouldn't be...
Sorry. The point of it is, free-to-play is fine. Free-to-play is not bad, but free-to-play can be abused, and as long as it doesn't get abused, there is nothing wrong with it. And I am all for it. Like, Free-to-Play Friday is a thing on this channel. I've played Warframe, I've played Fantasy Strike. I plan to play Brawlhalla at some point. I'm going to play Warframe this weekend so that me and Fred can talk a little beforehand. But, yeah. I mean, this video is... I'm kind of going off. I don't know how Max is going to go off on Street Fighter 6 and what his expectations are. I forgot what they were. But truth be told, if Street Fighter 5 released as a free-to-play game, nobody would complain about the way it came out. Plain and simple. And the fact that it got better was just living proof of that's how free to play operates. They start you with a base value of a game, and as long as that base value is good enough and you're not blocked from playing the fucking game, go. The game continues to get an environment. People watch, they play, they buy all this stuff, they make their characters look pretty. Throw a couple extra costumes out, you know, make sure you got lots of costumes at first. Okay, cool. You like your pink Ryu? All right. That's great. Hey, we have 7 other characters coming out this week. Excuse me? 7 other characters? Yeah, 7 other characters. I can play them. Well, we're gonna throw them in the rotation. You can buy them too, right? Yeah, but you can add a story mode first thing. He's gonna want like a decent story mode, more modes to play the game, aside from like story mode, online play, etc., arcade, all that kind of wacky stuff. He's probably gonna want some kind of mini game thing too, because if I'm paying for a fighting game nowadays, I'm happy if I'm paying less than I would for another game. So like standard in Canada is $79.99. Okay. If I'm getting a base model Street Fighter 2 style fighting game like I got out of King of Fighters 15, and you're charging $20 less than the standard game, I'm less angry. I'm not completely pleased with the product that you released, but it's $20 less than other games. So I expect $20 less of content. So it's like I expect 33% less of what I should be expecting. I think my math is wrong. Hold on. If I'm paying 80 and then I paid 60, 20, so that's actually 25%. So if I'm paying 25% less, I get 25% less of what I should expect out of a mainstream game. When you're charging $80 Canadian, I think it's $60 US right now, or $70 US, I don't know. When I'm paying a peak price and you give me a fighting game, I better have some fucking bells and whistles to go with that one there, bud. So
be until like Arcade Edition where the game actually felt like it had the things that people wanted. Street Fighter 6 needs to address that first and foremost. If they want to get people back on their side, they need to convince everyone that this game's worth $60. To a lot of people, at least from what I've been observing, maybe it's just the environment of the world where people are a lot more careful with how much money they're spending. We're in a much different world than we were pre-pandemic, and what people actually have available to them. It feels like people are even more cautious with their $60 to $70 investments than ever before. I think like that consideration is...
There's a lot of factors in what he's saying. Like a lot. So during the pandemic, we were stuck inside. We had time. We had time for days. What were we going to do? You can't go out. You can't do anything. You have your fucking groceries delivered. You have your food delivered, whatever. I might go for a walk outside because that's about it. Right? Just to get some fresh air. You can't do anything. Right? Heck, even our parks were tied off. Kids couldn't go to the park. The best we could do was walk up and down a path. Thank God they just built when this whole thing fucking showed up, right? So, and then of course I lost the ability to walk. That's neither here nor there. That's not important. That was me being funny. It wasn't that funny, was it? Anyway, so our time is precious now because we lost a bunch of it, and we want to do shit with the time that we do have. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna be playing a video game now, I need to know. I mean, I stream it, right? That is what we do, okay? And my 3.5 hours in which I stream is my video game time. That's it. That's why I try to get as many fucking streams as I can through week. Like, what you guys watch is all of my video game time. I just happen to put it on stream because that's fun to me. And yes, we can monetize it now. Great. That's awesome. That's exciting. It's not the main point. The main point is I want to share, I want to have conversations. Because the other thing too is Amber and my schedule is vastly different in the fact that she works 6 till 3. I work standard 9 to 5 or 10 till 6. Basic hours. Your basic bitch hours, what you expect. So when I come home, I get like 2-3 hours with Amber. And then she's got to go to bed because she's got to get up early. And especially if she's working overtime. Like if she's working overtime, she has to do 4 in the morning instead of 6 in the morning. She goes to bed at 8. And then she has to do a 2 in the morning shift. Well, she's in bed at 6:30 in the evening. I got personal time. I don't go to bed till after 1. I'm a monster. I'm an absolute monster in the fact that I kill myself with a lack of sleep. Not on purpose. I only sleep for so many hours. And I can't get tired until a certain hour. Maybe it's the ADHD, maybe it's caffeine, I don't know. You can pack me full of Red Bull and I can actually fall asleep because that's apparently an interaction between ADHD and caffeine. Anyway, this is my time to play games. So you see when a game isn't working or a game is starting to piss me off, I just leave it. I'm done with it. And I get pissed. I get angry because I buy all my games. I don't do the Game Pass thing. I personally still prefer to buy physical copies of my games so that I always have 1.0 when the internet dies. Right? I'll always have version 1.0 of the games I get, unless they only strictly have a digital version, or I had no other choice. I've had games where I've had no other choice. Kind of where I'm going with it. Anyway, long and short of it is, our time is fucking precious, and it's worth a lot more money than it used to now. Because the other thing we did when we had nothing but time is spent no money. And then all of a sudden we have this money. And now if we have to spend money to use our time, holy shit, is the value proposition gone up. So, anyway.
Is a big deal, which is, once again, the whole thing that sparked.
Can't say I'm not adding my own commentary.
It'd be easy if multiplayer of fighting games was free. That's a good question. I think that's actually a genuinely good question. What are you looking out of a fighting? And now it's like, yeah, somebody asked, like, is this game worth it? And I'm like, well, what are you looking for? You know, like, it comes to this point where, like, I just tell people, this game's got cool characters and cool looking specials and all this dope shit happens, right? Yeah, I think it's worth it. No, I don't know about that anymore, because so many people have this question. I almost have to ask them, what are you looking for from a fighting game? You know, the whole spark of this conversation and people seeing the value of fighting games.
Like, so, before he goes on, what do we expect out of a fighting game nowadays? It's hard to say. There is only so much they can do with the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop is player, go. Right? That's the gameplay loop. Right? So, where do we add things of this and go? Right? And that's the thing, is if you want to charge a $70 price tag, everybody's got a different thing. But if you're charging $70 up front, you have to appease as many people as you possibly can. And it really does depend on what you're looking for in a fighting game, right? And not every fighting game has what everybody wants, right? You know? Is it going to have good online? Well, the in-game online is really good in King of Fighters 15, but the multiplayer matchmaking is hot shit, apparently. Like, I haven't tried it recently, but all I hear is constantly, like, it's trash. You can't get matches. So, and, like, you can't get ranked matches. It just doesn't know how to work its matchmaking system. It's too tight, too loose. I don't know what the problem actually is, but I was watching Giuna play on, like, casual mode this morning, and he seemed to be getting some matches here and there, but he was in training mode a lot too. He was learning how to use his snack box, I think it's called. I don't know. I guess it's a version of a hitbox. I don't know. I've seen them. They're like the little button things. That scares the hell out of me. But I'm positive it's got some really good cost benefit analysis to, like, how you're gonna get your commands out. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. What? Yeah, he listed as a snack box. So I don't know if that's a brand of hitbox that he's learning. Okay, yeah, so it is actually, it's from a company called junkfoodarcades.com. And the snack box is the hitbox, but smaller. Flatter. So that this is what it is. Yeah, I guess he was using. It seemed pretty quiet. Yeah, more thinner, I think, than it might be smaller too. I don't know. Either way, let's carry on.
Especially from, like, a casual perspective, is that a lot of other genres in general, over the many years that I've been really paying attention to this industry, have, like, blown up in a wide variety of ways. Games that are even wildly difficult or crazy complicated, sometimes way more complicated than the genre of game that I love, like fighting games, and they've exploded. They've gotten huge. The audiences have expanded and blown up and gotten big, and there's more people playing than ever. While there does feel like there's a lot more opportunities for fighting games to exist now, they still are, like, grasping, right? It feels like they're even games like Guilty Gear, I use this just as an example, but Guilty Gear selling anywhere between like 500,000 to 1 million copies is crazy to me. That's still niche as fuck. It's big for Guilty Gear, don't get me wrong, but that's still ridiculously niche. And that game was winning Fighting Game of the Year and shit like that. I was like, that game was like championed and stuff like that by news outlets and casual players and veteran players and me. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Niche isn't bad though. What I'm saying is that the expansion of the video game industry, how many more people are playing now, just the medium, is so much astronomically bigger than it was when fighting games were first the biggest. Niche is not bad. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be right back. I got a couple ideas to talk about, but I also have to jump to the washroom because I just went and chugged a bunch of water. I'll be right back. Completely hit the wrong button. My bad.
The difference of how much it's growing and how big each game expands the genre. And Harada has literally talked about this. He had a great conversation about this with Tokido in a fighting game, like not a round table, but Harada's bar. We want to expand the genre. Like the toughest part is actually getting new people to invest into fighting games in general. He actually was saying that he wants other developers around them to succeed. He doesn't want them to do bad, because when one fighting game gets bigger, the chance is that the others will get bigger around it. And he's actually right. He's definitely right about that. Street Fighter 4 essentially opened opportunities for other fighting games to exist again, for the genre to have new life, like breathed into it, right? Be resuscitated in some way. So yeah, I agree with that, because there is some games that will like expand the medium and the genre a lot and get a whole bunch more people into it. Like a lot of, even Elden Ring is a great example. Like that's a game that it's expanding and allowing way more people to get into it than ever before. And it's a different thing. Completely, it's a single-player game practically. I'm just saying, the medium and the genre, the video games industry in general, like everything essentially has grown. Competitive games have grown. Like things have gotten bigger than they were before. Card games are bigger than they were before. You know, digital card game, all this shit.
I was gonna say something about Magic the Gathering Arena,
but fighting games still are like relatively focused and niche. And why is it that way? It's not just the free-to-play thing. It's the fact that it took so long to make the online good. You know, it's the fact that, you know, even though a lot of games already were utilizing rollback netcode and stuff, that it took us so fucking long just to get like basic features. We literally have to hear of a fighting game's announcement and literally pray to whatever deity it is, cross every finger and crack every wishbone.
Give me the
rollback. That fighting games will have a functional lobby, matchmaking that actually works, hopefully netcode that doesn't suck a massive asshole, maybe looks good and has a decent roster, right? Or has an accessible way that people can just play it for a relatively low barrier, maybe no money, right? Maybe if it has all these things that all these other fucking games have and have become standard for like a decade plus practically. Maybe if it just had all the fucking things that...
The rollback netcode, that seems to be the standard. That seems to be your baseline. Lobbies. Fucking matchmaking. Fix it. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Just make it the best way that we can do it. Find whoever's got the good matchmaking and just copy paste that. Swear to God, it's not that hard. Dude, 90% of code is stolen from fucking shit like that. Don't worry about it.
That every other goddamn competitive game sort of has, but no, we still gotta twist every ankle and try every single thing in our possible effort to get even the most basic of functionality into fucking fighting games. What's that wonderful thing that Wooly said? How to save fighting games.
Hello, Wooly. You seem to be into fighting games. Is that accurate?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. I hear fighting games are cool. You played Among Us earlier. What can fighting games do that they haven't done over the past couple decades to somehow reach the popularity that Among Us got overnight in like 2 seconds?
Work.
Can you believe that as a genre, fighting games have to beg for that? The genre has been around for so fucking long. And all we just want them to do is fucking work. Just work.
That was a really good answer.
It's burned some years off my life, Chad, is all I'm going to say.
All right. Here's another thing that I want to add to the whole conversation. We have got to stop at this point for fighting games specifically. If you're going to make your title, stop fucking numbering them. Stop releasing new versions. Okay? And here's why. Here's why I want them to do that. Street Fighter V was released in 2016. And it is 2022. And the game is done. Okay? It lasted a long-ass time as the main Street Fighter competitive game. Which is fine. Right? If you're probably looking at my tabs, you know what's about to happen. Right? You know what's about to happen. One game has existed since 2009. It is a competitive game. It's one of the most popular competitive games. It has iteratively changed. It has updated its graphics. It's updated its looks. It's updated the way that it works functionally as a game 100%. In some cases, like if I was to jump into a League of Legends game now, I would probably not know how to play the game at first. I'm pretty sure when I left, I was a support and they had just stopped making me the ward machine. You know what I mean? Like they had just updated to, hey, supports, you're no longer just a ward machine. You don't just spend your gold on wards. How do you feel about that? I'm still getting wards. But 2009, like, it's 2022. League of Legends has been operating for 13 years on the same software. Right? Now, granted, it is a PC game, which means they get to iterate and iterate and iterate and iterate. But and fighting games tend to focus a little bit more on console, but they're on the PC now. Right? They're on the PC. In fact, the PC is becoming more popular as a way to play the game in tournaments. I'm going to have to eventually start coming to terms with that. In fact, I started playing Street Fighter V on the PC because I got it as a Steam deal. But it's time to stop numbering them. It's time to just say, Street Fighter, free to play, here we go. And then for the next 15 to 20 years, just focus on that title. And if you want to make the new Street Fighter Online, make the new Street Fighter Online. But the thing is, so many people are invested in this that a League of Legends 2 can't really happen. You know what I mean? They're so invested in League of Legends at this point. It's just like, I don't think we can even do it anymore. Like, I don't think it's a possibility, right? So, and when Project L comes out, you know, we're all... I don't think Project L is going to be the savior of video games, but it is going to be good, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be awesome. But at this point, take this model. What has truly changed about Street Fighter in the past couple of years? Let's be honest, right? Like, even Street Fighter 4 to 5, the graphics were super similar, right? And they've taken out mechanics here and there, but you can, at this point, just take a base mechanic that, you know, was fine. Like, I don't think we have a mechanic that we can really add to the game anymore that, you know, you can't just say, okay, this character is going to have it in some limited form or something like that, right? Like, or just find that way that you want the game to be played for a prolonged period of time, or even just change it. You know, just change it every so often, right? Like League of Legends gets away with changing it. Why not just, you know, take Street Fighter and say, okay, it is parry season now. And we've added the parry from Street Fighter 3. We've taken away X thing, but parries are here. Have fun with that, right? Personally, I don't think they'll come back in the manner that they existed prior. But, you know, there just hasn't been enough of a change in the past, like... If right here we got Street Fighter 4 came out in 2008. So if we go 2008 to now, Street Fighter 4 is different from 5, but not so dramatically that if we were still playing the same title, same base game that Street Fighter 4 was, just with all the characters still in there. Like, here's another thing, just going off of it would be bold for Street Fighter, but it's at the same time, like, we're at this point now where you can just take the same title and go, right? I think, and here's one thing I want to add too. Think of all the characters in Street Fighter 4 that didn't make it to 5. If we followed this model, they'd still be there, right? And that's why I think at this point it's time to take a fighting game and not stop it, right? I think Street Fighter 6 should possibly be the final iteration. And go. And just go League of Legends with it and stick with it. Right? Fix it. Be iterative of it. Make it repairable. Make it something that you can update and fix. Make it something that you can do work to easily. And if you can go into it with that, this is from a technical point of view, of course. You may have that thing that the fighting game community wants. Because I think that's what we truly do want. We keep digging out games, right? We keep digging up old-ass games all the time. And, like, imagine if we didn't have to dig out the old game and that we were just playing the same game for as long as we have. Like, we still would dig out the old-ass Sailor Moon fighting game, which I may or may not own now. But... ultimately, like, we wouldn't have to go back in time. Or, you know, you can have an option like, hey, play Season 5 mode, play Season 4 mode, or something like that. I don't know. I just think it would be nice to see a title just be the one. Be the one it's going to last, right? Especially now when you think about everything that's on the current console generation and is just... you know, what's coming out for the PS5 or Xbox One X or Xbox Series X that isn't also coming out for the Xbox One or the PS4, right? Part of it is that there's not enough consoles out there to justify a game that only comes out on those. There's a few, but most everything is coming out for both consoles still because we haven't iterated far enough. And the other thing too is the architecture is similar enough. If you can downgrade your game enough, don't need to be on the 5, right? So, yeah, exactly. It has been done before, so there's an option. I feel like at this point we got to stop making new iterations. So they could go two ways, and I don't think every fighting game has to follow this, but I think some fighting games should follow this, where it's just like, we're this game, we will keep updating, we will keep going until the money stops flowing, but this is our game. and we're just going to iterate on this. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We'll fix this. We'll update this. We'll continue with this. We'll add to this, add to this, add to this, add to this. And I think at this point, that's the fighting game that will succeed. And if that fighting game happens to be Project L, that game happens to be Project L. Because it's going to be following in the coattails of Street Fighter, or it's going to be following in the coattails of League of Legends. And therefore, the cross-contamination will be endless, right? As long as League of Legends is able to go, our Project L may be able to continue. And yeah, Street Fighter is the old school and the boomers, and I don't want to make the comment too much, but culturally, Japan has this CEO problem where the bosses don't want to change what has worked in the past, right? It's hard not to witness that, right? They don't change, and it's like, this is the way that worked. We got to do it this way. Do we have to? Right? Maybe we should do something wild for once. Like, no, we got to make it the same way. Don't stop, right? And it is that way until, one of these old folks just gone, right? And when sometimes you do see innovation and it doesn't go well. Other times you see innovation and it goes really well. Innovation is a risk every time you want to change something. And then when you get into publicly traded companies, unfortunately, they have to mitigate risk by law. Like, they have to turn around and find a way to make the most profitable decisions that they think will work. Otherwise, the shareholders are going to sue their asses. It's really what happens, right? My exposure, it has to happen once the show. Sorry, guys. The WWE is a publicly traded company, and they people have tried to sue them for bad business decisions that have caused their stock to go down. It happens, and that ends up becoming, sometimes a company gets too big for its britches, right? Capcom's too big for its britches. I don't know if Arc System Works is there yet, but I feel like they have the chance to go in a direction. As is my contract with Twitch, I understand. I don't know what I don't have a contract with Twitch. I have you're an affiliate. Good. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So honestly, a lot of bigger companies that are too big for their own good end up, at least on one wrestling, at least one per stream. One per stream. Oh yeah, the wrestling thing is okay. Now it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it has to be. Twitch has to know, right? Actually, Twitch should be funneling more viewers if that was part of my contracts. Like, send me some more viewers if I'm going to mention wrestling at least once, right? That's got to work. Anyway, I've rambled for a long time, and I tend to do this when I get really passionate about something because I really do want, we have slowly become Souls-like in fighting games on this. Very slowly. It kind of gradually happened. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to stream tomorrow if it didn't happen. What was I saying? Yeah. So I really do want fighting games to do well, but there's got to be a risk somewhere. Somebody's got to take the jump that is going to say, this is it. This is going to change everything. And a lot of people are saying Project L is going to do it because it's a North American company. Riot Games, they do try a lot of new things, and they really want. I don't think they've ever directly. They've probably funded, published, had made games through other parties that have been paid for up front, but their first party stuff has all been no upfront cost, right? Valorant's free to play, League of Legends is free to play. I don't know what else. They've made a couple other free to play games. Their auto chess is free to play, if I understand correctly. So we all hope it is the one that breaks the mold, I think is the key. And if it is, I want to see other people follow suit, and I want to see what happens. But Multiverses is coming out there. out of the blue too, right? Multiverses is our Smash free to play. Maybe that has that's sitting out there as the hopeful entry, right? I can't discount the idea that multiverses could. I'm not going to say it is going to, and I'm not going to call anything out for it. But it has the potential to be what we want Project L to be for platform fighters, right? Brawlhalla's out there. I've tested out Brawlhalla. It's okay. It's not a Smash killer. And Multiverses is going to have people playing it, right? I think competitively, they might have to drop the 2v2 because that is something that has come up in conversations a lot. I think Justin Wong mentioned it and Sajam mentioned it, where Tekken, it was Street Fighter Cross Tekken had the 2v2 tournament, but the system for it is that the person coming in had to tag in, and if they fucked it up, they basically lost half their health bar, or I don't know how it worked. You know, you'd be called, or no, the person in had to do the tagging. So if they fucked it up and they just left you wide open, it's like, dude, what happened to your health bar? Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Did you see what you put me in? You literally just threw me into a fire. So that's gonna be fun at first, but it could turn to 1v1. We'll see. We have to. We'll see what the mechanics look like this weekend. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna shut up. Tomorrow, Get Good or Get Fit in Surge 2, and during the day we might, depending on what kind of time I have, throw on some multiverses. So keep an eye on the Discord, on the schedule, for just for the announcements on that one. Keep an eye on the Twitter, Instagram. We'll throw posts up there. And yeah, so I'm gonna shut up and say have a good one, guys.